Welcome to the Archotechs, a RimWorld fluid ideology series about pursuing the Archonexus. Episode 53, Triple Threat. To briefly recap last episode, we started off by taking care of No Luck, Zleb, and one of the slaves that were ill. That luck has not improved because Bunny and Droiden now have the flu. We also have 7 wolves here that have blood rot, and they have been replicating as if they were bunnies. Not you, Bunny. You like to kill things. And as a result, we have a lot of, new pets. So Evil Runner, A-Shield, Kadath, and Grantillis. And then some are going to be born soon. And those unborn have been raffled off to my patrons as well. Then, towards the end of the last episode, we went to the Dusty Compound here to gain information about the Relic of Dominance. My plan for this episode is to start to make Locust Armor that we now have for Recon Armor and Jump Packs, and get Locust Armor on Sven, Bunny, and Trustin, all 3, because I think I prefer the mobility over the royal clothing. And then another goal of mine is to perhaps get to the other compound, the Dusty Complex, in order to get those terminals hacked, but only if everything goes right. So first things first, I don't necessarily want to butcher all these Thrumbo. There's no space for their meat at the moment, so I'm going to put them in my freezer. Thrumbo corpses into the freezer instead of out here in the butchery queue. This butchery zone only allows them to be butchered if they're immediately stored there. As you can see, it's a tiny radius. So moving them from here to here means I won't butcher them. Because if I butcher them now, their meat would fill up my supply and rot, essentially. The other thing I was hoping to do is to pit Kit and Slave 1 against one another in a duel to the death. So we have been making Go Juice, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to queue up a Gladius. Or 2 of them, in fact, so they can kill each other. So we'll make Steel Gladiuses for them to fight. And then I also had mentioned wanting Locust Armor. Another thing I realized is that Sven here has cloth pants that are poor. I can do better than that. So we did just recently get a Harvest of Devil Strand, and it looks like I'm about to get a windfall of Thrumbo. So I think what I'll do here is start to make pants for our colonists out of Thrumbo and Devil Strand. I don't really care what material it is, I just care that it is high quality. So do until I have 2 pants made out of either Devil Strand or Thrumbo fur. 95 plus. Only ingredients, and let's say excellent plus. And we'll make this with Trustin. I've been definitely cranking out tons and tons of vests and shirts, but the pants stuff definitely fell by the wayside, and we have not yet been doing that. So Trustin now has a lot of work to do, which means that when Work Drive comes off cooldown, I should probably hit Trustin with it because he has so much crafting queued up now. Speaking of crafting, it wouldn't be a terrible idea for me to get some more chem fuel. I only have about 100 left, so I'm going to make chem fuel out of meat, because I'm about to get a ton of meat from these Thrumbo, and queue up to 500. Another thing that I'm going to face is a lack of medicine. So Bunny is being treated with industrial tech meds. I'm actually going to boost this up to Glitter World, because I don't really have an industrial tech. And then Droiden, you have gotten Preach Hell, so I'm not so worried about you. But until we have the Hill Root being harvested, which is going to take some time, I don't really have low-tech medicine. It's Glitter World or bust, plus whatever's on our person. So Sven does have a few herbal, but yeah, I'm very much out of meds. So I got to keep an eye on that. Let's also lower the high priority hauling so that Sven can get back to research and Trustin can get back to crafting. Something else I wanted to do is to start to work on Zleb's ability to do animal training, because it's possibly a useful skill to have, to be able to tame animals for money or something. It really depends on the next tile type that we head to. So I turned animal handling off for everybody except for Zleb. So Zleb can work on that skill. Ooh, a Masterwork Gladius. This is the alligator. It portrays a solitary elephant. Okay, they're confused. A solitary elephant moving left near the bluff. Yes, called the alligator. Sure thing. Now, my only worry about this gladiator fight is that Slave 1's a wimp, and he might just... Oh, the tyranny of Trustin. That is hilarious. Oh, actually, what? This art is about him making the last sword that he made. Okay. Well, that's a bit of a meme. That's great. All right. Goofy art. RimWorld at its best. I'm actually going to have Trustin Taylor first. Getting better pants is probably more important to me. The problem with that low quality pants is want count quality apparel. Counts do not like clothing that is under normal quality. So Sven's poor pants is causing a mood break. And then Bunny's about to run out of pants. As you can see, 57%. There's not much of it left. And then Trustin's a little bit higher, but not that much. So getting those pants is going to be kind of nice. Plus, it's double strand pants, so they're high quality. I'm not going to bother dyeing them. Well, I could dye the pants, but I'm not going to bother dyeing the upper body clothing until we switch out to the locust armor that I'm making right now. And Kit has converted. So, next up, Enslave. And this should be relatively instant because she has a will of 0. Another reason why I'm converting them, even though they're going to battle to the death, is it adds development points for us. So, when I ascend the next level of Archonexus, we'll be able to perhaps change up the rituals if we want. That also reminds me one other thing. A YouTube comment by Cross mentioned that it would be really wise for me to start working on charge rifles. And I agree. Heavy SMGs are great, but if I can afford charge rifles, they're even better. So Bunny's is only normal quality, so getting that higher quality would be pretty awesome. And then the rest of them all have masterwork SMGs, which is great, but again, charge rifles are better. And speaking of YouTube comments, let's remove these wall blockers that we left for that brain damaged cataphract that couldn't leave. Because it's causing a little bit of extra walking for people like Danishi trying to get out to the harvest zone. Wow, you can barely construct, can you? I have a shield core here for a low shield pack. I don't believe we picked up another shield core up here. We did pick up some reinforced barrels that I should probably haul into the base at some point. And Moonbeam just gave birth to 2 puppies. So let me look at my giveaway list here and figure out who these belong to. Zealous and Red Dragons. Congratulations to the both of you. So I'm not going to be able to make the queued up locust armor, not all of it at least. I'm going to run out of plasteel entirely. So there's a little bit of plasteel up here from the complex that I hit. And then there's a little bit of plasteel up here scattered around from the mech cluster. But once that plasteel is exhausted, I will need to put either Sven on the ground penetrating scanner or get a long range mineral scanner or something like that, because I'll be flat out of resources pretty soon for advanced components and armor. Nope, there's 2 more puppies. And I actually have to run a raffle right now for the last name. I try to pre-raffled off a lot of names, but obviously not enough, because my goodness, those puppies are just... they're being printed, I guess. So, Mallet Mark, you are the last puppy. There's, of course, no guarantees I keep them very long. But congratulations to all of you. So, an exotic goods trader is coming in. I won't immediately sell these wolf puppies, because, you know, I don't want to do that to you all. I'll just be like, yoink! But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that we keep. We only brought on 7 wolves, so wow, my goodness. Sven, let's go ahead and trade with these guys once they get to wherever they're stopped caravanning. Looks like they have some animals I'm not interested in, but maybe they have resources that I need. We also have a ton of elephant tusks that I was planning on trading away. So here's 2 foals that I don't need. And they do have plasteel. They do have advanced components. The price they're asking for this is a little steep, but I'll take it. I will also take a skip and a art skill trainer. And that about wraps it up. So 1,000 into their favor. And if you're wondering what this does to my colony wealth, 289,000, so we're fine. No luck. You are going to get the art trainer. Bring you up close to 20, maybe 19, if I was to guess. Nope, full 20. Awesome. And then the skip trainer, I believe, yeah, Bunny needs skip, or Trustin needs skip. Bunny or Sven too? No, wait, that's not true. That's hauling. Yeah. So Trustin could learn skip. One of the things that I have not been really doing is having Trustin raise his psi focus. He's been really too busy producing things for us, but also I have 2 very capable psi casters, so a third is kind of, well, overkill. No luck, that's not yours. I'm going to put Bunny in that. So what will end up happening is we won't have Countess-specific apparel as a result of the Locust armor, but I am fully willing to take that hit because that means that we will just have a lot more mobility and be a lot better protected, which I value more than just for mood, which I could not care less about. And Bunny, I think I'm actually going to force you into a fresh pair of Devil Strand pants out of the old Thrumble fur. Your armor might go down, but you will end up better protected in the long run, because those low quality pants are going to fall off of you in no time. So increasing the gradient radius so that we can butcher these Thrumbo, and then just butchering them one at a time is my strategy, so that we don't have an overflow. When trusting on a shoot frenzy. Very nice. All right, Kit has been enslaved. So Kit, you are going to be given the sort of slave makeover, which is to say you lose your name, your identity, your features, everything that once made you a person. I also think that it's probably going to be best for these slaves to fight to the death naked so that they are not, they don't ruin my clothing and they aren't protected whatsoever. Not that the clothing that I give them gives a lot of sharp protection, but I'd rather have them have none. So Slave 1 and Slave 2, naked indeed. We'll have them take that stuff off. And come morning time, I guess I didn't do work priorities for her, but come morning time, we will have them fight to the death. Now, how is Bunny doing? 3757. And Droidin, 5079. Yeah, they can afford to attend Gladiator games. So one thing I need to do is to move the swords in. So I'm going to put the Gladiuses here. Glad 1. And Glad 2. Stick a ritual spot in here and begin the Arca games. Before we start them, Slave 1 and Slave 2 ought to get hopped up on Go Juice. So I need to make sure that they don't OD. Never mind, it's going to have to wait. We have the Venom Alliance trying to breach our walls. You don't stop the Archotech games. That's just rude. I'm going to see what I can do about them. Let's just dismiss them as fast as I can. So Sven, call an aid, an aerodrone salvo. Oh, it looks like they're going the other way. So let's skip you into position. Salvo here. Oh, don't hit me. I'm surprised that didn't have them leave. All right, let's bring in some extra muscle. They'll be gone in a minute. They're not going to be able to survive this next few shots. I'm not all that worried. We're pretty well geared. Oh, he is psychically dull or deaf. What about what looks to be their leader? Get him to start stabbing his own people. Alright, just leave now. Come on, just go. You were not invited. No, you don't get to shoot at me anymore. Sven is just dunking on them hard. I don't think they realize it. Alright, bye-bye. Thank you, but no thank you. There was also the possibility of bringing in more slaves, but they didn't really survive this, so that's probably a non-starter. Sven, just patch up your own, tend to yourself. Yeah, they just keep dying. I don't think I'm going to be able to enslave anyone. Nope, just a bunch of corpses. Cool. Well, alright. Raid dismissed, and let's get on with the Gladiator games. So, you're high in Go Juice for 14 more hours. Slave 2, your turn. And she is high, neither of them had heart attacks, so let's kick this off. The Arco games. Slave 1 and Slave 2. Kick it off. So if they use weapons and they kill each other, that's the best bang for my buck. So the go juice is so that they don't feel pain and they fight to the bloody bitter end. I am a little worried about Slave 1 just taking a fall because he's a wimp. So we'll see if that happens. Hopefully it doesn't. Wow, there's a lot of chatting here, huh? There we go. Okay, Slave 1 is still on his feet. Obviously, would be in a lot of pain, but the Go Juice is stopping that. So this is great. And one of them died, which means that the games are going to be way more successful. It almost, I mean, there's no guarantees, but the quality of it is obviously going to be a lot higher. She might not even survive, though. I'd like to sacrifice her to suppress the other slaves. Okay, she is 5 hours. That's fine. And it was unforgettable. 2 more development points. And the wimp has died. And I will rip his skull out. And forbid the other skulls, so I can put his body on display out here in a gibbet cage with his skull staring at his body. Yeah. We are the evil architects, are we not? Slave 2 is still conscious. What are you doing? No, you're not tending to anyone. You're not a doctor. And one thing I want to do before I sacrifice Slave 2 is clean up this mess so that we can sacrifice Slave 2 without it being gross. So let's haul the Gladiuses out of there because it's going to encourage our slaves to rebel. Oh, but no, not in those spots. Spen's like, wait, you mean here? Like inches from where they were already? No. Slightly different. And this here is going to allow colonist corpses, because Slave 1 is technically a colonist. Sven, go haul Slave 1 away. And no luck is working on the skull spike. Skull of Slave 1. Staring at the body of Slave 1. Perfect. Okay. It is time. Well, you didn't finish cleaning, but it is nearly time for Slave 2 sacrifice. So we're sacrificing her, A, for the possibility of having development points, but also because the slave suppression on Danishi, JD, and Jordan are not maxed. So that would be a public execution. So spectating slaves will be 100% suppressed with a public execution. You need a prisoner. So we need to arrest Slave 2 and then execute her. And off we go with yet another ritual. And it was spectacular. Man, these mood boosts. So now, Danishi, JD, and Droiden are max suppression. They're not going to rebel for years and years and years. And Slave 2, the winner of the Gladiator games. Yeah. Same deal. I got no chill. What can I say? You also get to stare at your own body forever. So this allows colonist corpses. And just to make it clear, there is really not any benefit to making the gibbet cages or the skull spikes because these slaves here are fully suppressed. So being around gibbet cages or skull spikes for the terror offset does not benefit me in any way, shape, or form. It's just something that I wanted to do. Wait, wrong person. Don't allow strangers I want them in. I don't know who you are, but we're not celebrating your death. Not today, at least. That was yesterday. Great, now I have this stupid body to deal with. Toss them outside, please. You know, look at that slave rebellion is quite high, especially when we're behind her on walls. One of the reasons why I have compound walls. All right, that's good progress. Cleaned up our roster a little bit. Let me clear this up. And now you can see the mood benefits of all those recent duels and whatnot. So something else that I'd be able to do is perhaps do the study of the major architect structure now that Sven is quite happy with the rituals that we just kicked off. I'll just have to keep an eye on his mood because, as you can see, the minus 21 for the emanations from the architect structure are very dangerous to his mental well-being. It looks like he already needs sleep. So, I'm going to let him sleep. These wolves will be with me for about 3 more days. I liked having them here, but I can't wait for them to leave, because, my goodness, is it a lot of work. Tending to them and all the births. Trustin has started to make Thrumble for pants. I'm actually going to clear Forced here. And see if people switch around their gear. I'll just have to keep an eye, because I want Bunny to keep the Locust Armor and not lose it. It's already dyed her color and everything. Now she's trying to lose it. Alright, so let's fix this. Royal is going to be Locust Armor, yes. And what is she trying to put on so I can say no to it? Thrumble for cape. So I will say no capes for the Royals. And that should keep her from taking it off. It also will make Trustin and Sven to take off their capes, but I should have Thrumbo armor for them sooner than later. So, as you can see, they're ditching their capes. And there will be a little bit of a mood penalty for a bit because of that. But it's not really any different penalty than if they were wearing Locust Armor. So here's one of the Locust Armors, and for whatever reason, Trustin hasn't put it on yet. Or Sven. I will have Sven force wear it. The other thing that I could do here is for Royals, setting up their clothing so it's 70 plus, so that he will ditch the worn out Thermal Fur pants before it's fully tattered. And Trustin, if you are cutting stone, it means that you need new tasks. So one thing I could do, because I have so much cloth from that last dusty compound that I hit, is to set up a queue of corsets to do basically forever, making it out of either elephant leather, which I have a ton of, or cloth, which I have a ton of. And that's going to be a much better use of his time and energy than cutting stone, which I could probably suspend and not care. Sven took off the Locust Armor? Weird. I guess I'll have to keep it forced. I think it probably is a result of automation of taking off armor that doesn't fulfill rank. So I'll just overrule it. And I might have to do the same with Bunny. Why are you laying there? You need tending. Let's go do that. We've been tending with industrial meds to try to minimize the pain of the fibrous mechanites. Bunny should be over the flu soon. Danishi, or Droidin rather, is already. And no luck, you can get back to sculptures. What stone do I have? I have a lot of granite, so granite's not exactly the best stone to make this out of, wealth-wise, but granite or limestone. No luck's choice. An Imperial trader. They're Shattered Empire traders. I do have some animals that I want to sell them. So I've got 2 foals, a calf. They don't have any plasteel. They do have advanced components, but they're, I don't know, they're pretty marked up. I'd rather make my own. They have the tech print for cataphract armor. There we go. That is what I was looking for. So let me try to afford it. Luckily, these guys will buy my shirts and vests and things. In fact, I can probably leak them for a lot of silver. Selling the old capes. Perfect. So this cataphract tech print I have been waiting on because I've been really hoping that I could get cataphract helmets. And it looks like that might be the case. Now, if that is the case, it means that I have to stick around this map tile a little bit longer, because I'll probably meet the wealth requirements for the Archonexus well before I finish the cataphract research. That's very cool. Because nothing beats a cataphract helmet. Something else I could do is work drive Trustin, so that I can get lots of crafting out of him. So the bottleneck for the Locust armor is probably the plasteel. I need 120 of it, and I have 0? Do I not even have plasteel? I have 77 out here that is yet to be hauled. I can have Zleb start to haul that in. But I clearly don't have enough. I'm also seeing that there's stuff out there to haul. I'm going to set Danishi, Jordan, and JD up to full-time haul, as well as Zleb, which means Zleb's not going to be animal handling the wolf pups at the moment. Although we have gotten some of the wolf pups to be trained, which is cool. So some progress has been made on that front. Bunny. At 97%, I am not even going to give you meds. Gold from the sky. I could dig that. So 77 plasteel is a little over halfway that we need. And I'm going to see if I can call upon West Hinia again. Yeah, for a bulk goods trade. We have a lot of clothing and corn and stuff like that that we could definitely trade them. And Trustin, with his work-driven, production-commanded corsets, we are making them wholesale and quickly. Bunny did just recover from the flu. I would like to send Bunny and possibly maybe Zleb out to the Dusty Compound, or is that what was it called? Yeah, the Dusty Complex, to get the hack job, because that is the 4th of 5 clues for the next legendary Eltech staff and part of the relic of our ideology. It also might be possible to get the plasteel that I need from the compound as well. Okay, Mech Hive. Speaking about needing plasteel, sometimes they just deliver. So it's 3 separate groups. These groups don't look particularly populous, but they could just be a bunch of centipedes, so there's really no telling how dangerous they are. Slaves to slave inside, my colonists to inside, and then let's see what they pop out. Whoa, okay, that is a little bit more populous. All Scythers. Well, the weakness of Scythers is fast-firing weapons and berserk, so they fight each other. I do hope that I am not blamed for these guests' death. I think that that might happen. So, strategy. I'm going to go out to the 11 to the west. I'm leaving the slaves behind because these slaves with their shield belts are not in any way protected from the Scythers. It's not really what they're good at. But my Psycasters do have a pretty decent amount of Psy focus, so it should be really easy to shred these guys. Another thing to note is that my kill box is currently closed physically, so these Scythers will not enter it. Instead, they will hunt me, which is exactly what I want them to do. So probably the best way to do this is to berserk one deep in the field so that the group splits up, allowing me to focus on ones that come forward. Except for, of course, they've all turned around to go beat up that one. And then try to focus fire on the ones that are not berserk so that you're not ruining your own effort. Let's see here. Jump. And berserk. Stun. Sven just got friendly fired. I mean, these things happen in tight scenarios like this. I don't think it's that bad. Yeah, it's just a shot to the bionic leg, so it's not something that he can't shake off. And here comes the other group from the southeast, converging on our location. So if he needs to, he can always just jetpack out of here too. So let's focus on the Scythers that are chasing us still. Now there's a small chance that Scythers will randomly drop plasteel when killed. Oh, here's a perfect example. So there's my Locust Armor right there. Oh, and more plasteel. So which one's berserked? The middle one. Got it. Trying to not shoot at the berserked one so that the berserking works longer. That one there is going to need to stun. Shoot the other one. They don't get stunned very long. You know, they're somewhat resistant. Oh, wow, that one died quick. What do we have left? 2 here. Going to numbers and checking the rest. So there's 5. There's 3 here, which I think probably took down my guests. Yeah, they did. 1 guest dead. 2 guests dead. Yeah, this is very easy. Just clean the rest up. I'm still missing 1. Oh, here it comes, east. Let's hit him first. Hit. These fights would have gone a lot faster with Masterwork charge rifles. So, again, a very good indicator of an upgrade that would help us out. But done. Slaves released. Everybody good to go. Sven, you are going to do a bit of plasteel hauling cleanup. Zleb, you too. That gives me the last Locust Armor that I am waiting for Trustin. I would also like replacement armor for Nolek and Zleb at some point too. But Trio comes first. And then we'll shred the Scythers that thought that they could fight me. leaving only one accidental friendly fire as my as the damage to my colony, which is funny. All right, puppies. How much longer? 1.8 days? So, Bunny and Zaleb. I think what I'll do here, because Bunny does not have far skip, is have Bunny and Zaleb go out via pod. Can they even fit? Yeah, they can fit in the same pod. To go out to the complex on a pod, and if there is stuff worthy of keeping, to send the animals via pod as well. I can afford the steel and the components. That's really not much of a cost. So here we go. Drop at the edge. One of the panels is right here. I can see the glow. Between the two of them, Bunny is the better researcher. So I'll have Zaleb start to break down. Oh, we'll never do construction. Well, just shoot the thing, because that will work. No Luck might have been a better choice, because No Luck does do construction. And pretty well at that. But, hey, you know, you can always just shoot walls. It's pretty functional, especially when they're just steel. Ooh, a lot of dead bodies. With some silver. This structure obviously has more cloth, but I'll probably not spend the time stripping up the floors. Mostly because I have so much cloth at home that I don't know what to do with, that adding to my cloth amount seems entirely and completely unnecessary. We do have some insects unearthing right in front of us, though, so let's get backed up. And I just got given another task to do a mech cluster, but the rewards look pretty terrible. Honor or a little plasteel for what amounts to be a rather large mech cluster with a toxic spewer to ruin my farms? Yeah, let's go with no. Come on, just pop out. I'm gonna have a meal then. Oh, here we go. Oh, there's a lot of them. That's a rather large bug group. And one of them got a little nibble in before I got away. It's rude. So the one I berserked absolutely got destroyed. Oh, you know what? Yeah, let's do a big old Manhunter Pulse. That's a Psycast I don't use very often. That doesn't berserk them, that just makes them pissed at me. Yeah, oops. So now they're all mentally broken and trying to murder me. Record scratch. Worst case scenario, I can actually just leave the map tile and then come back later. But, you know, I'll kite and fight. I'll fight this out. Seems fine. Are these cougars crazy too? Yeah. Oh boy. I really made it worse. I should have Berserker Pulsed, not Manhunter Pulsed. What other tricks up my sleeve do I have? I do have Go Juice. But that's not going... that will help a little bit. If I can get a little bit of distance, I'll Go Juice myself. Because that will also help with my side focus amount. As long as it doesn't cause heart attacks, which it can. So now with Go Juice, we're just hopped up and ready for, like, a lot of battle. And then we can outrun them with so much ease. It also helps to offset Bunny's sickness from her recent flu. I'm digging myself into a corner here, though. Man, these autosaves are very aggressive. Oh, more corners. Let me zoom out. Yeah, okay. West we go. So Bunny's bleeds are not dangerous, and she'll patch herself up when she's done. I guess one of the advantages of Manhunter packing them is that they're going to chase me and not return to their quote-unquote nest. Not that they really have a nest. Because if they were not set up like that, as soon as I de-aggro them, they would return back and not fight me anymore. So if I did want to clear them out quickly, this sort of forces them to commit to the fight because they're mentally broken and coming after me no matter what. And at this point, they're wounded enough that I could probably hold my ground and not have to fall back anymore. Yeah. Arrow's now safe, but it really isn't, because obviously there's still bugs up here. So let's get them killed. Get their attention. Ooh, didn't see that little scarab. Nice try. Come on, you gotta hit the scarab. I know they're tiny targets, but... Ugh. Alright, there's two dead. And then we have this big one, and that is it, I think. All right, let's wrap this up. So here's another console that we need to hack. Bunny, you're no longer bleeding, so I'm just gonna go oh, hi, bug. Slab fire at the giant insect trying to eat Bunny, and not the hive. Okay, we're good now. Bunny, hack number 2. And Zleb, start shooting your way through the wall. Oh, and Zleb got an inspired creativity, which is not useful for me at all. Barely does art, doesn't do construction. And there's the last one. There's obviously more wealth in here to poke around, but for the interest of time and the succinct nature of this episode, I'll only do a little bit more poking around to see if there's something really worth it. But no, it doesn't really look like there's much. Some uranium. A few more bugs that I'm gonna have to fight, and we'll hack for supplies. Alright, are they sending raiders my way? No, not yet. Come on, bugs. Ooh, deflected all of them, huh? I was about to throw down with them. I am curious. Oh, I didn't see you. I'm sort of curious if they would allow me to hack, because it looks like the rest of those bugs are not really paying attention to their hive at all. Let's see if I can. They'll probably come after me. I don't trust them. The only good bug is a dead bug. Let's get rid of them. Go Juice gives such a distinct advantage to being able to wipe these guys out in no time. I'm not sure where the scarab went, but Zleb, you'll be on the lookout. It's coming back eventually. Cool. And this facility is clear. Oh, good. Bunny just got over the flu and now has malaria and fibrous mechanites. So, you know, triple threat. Holy moly. Talk about bad luck. All right, Sven, you are going to be... What is your psi focus? 71%? That's good enough. You are going to... Come on out. Get them home. Because Bunny is going to need some RNR. The thug crew coming in. Don't really care. I'll just leave. Oh, they're coming in the only direction I can leave. Sven. Coming to launch. I don't even need to fight these guys. Where's my jetpack? Here it is. Use a little chem fuel. Bounce on out of here. I just want Bunny home and recovering from malaria and flu and everything else. All right. Far skip. Home. And we're back. And that there wraps up this extra long episode. Thank you for tuning in to the Archotechs, episode 53, Triple Threat. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com has the link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. A special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel. I'll catch you next episode. Try to stay disease-free out there, unlike Bunny.